Hey everyone, welcome to another video on my channel. I'm Dave, a professional mechanic and instructor at Racext Academy. In this video, I'm going to show you how to adjust your motorcycle's suspension in a few easy steps. This is a very important skill for any rider who wants to improve their comfort and performance on the road or on the track. Before we start, I want to remind you that you can find more videos like this on my channel, where I share tips and tricks on how to maintain and repair your motorcycle and car. You can also check out Racext.com, where you can buy our online courses on mechanics for motorcycles and cars. These courses are designed by experts and will teach you everything you need to know about engines, transmissions, suspensions, tires, electronics, and more. You can learn at your own pace and get a certificate of completion at the end. So don't miss this opportunity and visit Racext.com today. Now, let's get started with the suspension adjustment. The suspension is the part of your bike that connects the wheels to the frame and absorbs the bumps and vibrations from the road or the track. It consists of two main components, the forks at the front and the shock absorber at the rear. The suspension has three main settings that you can adjust: the preload, the compression, and the rebound. The preload is the amount of force that is applied to the spring inside the fork or the shock. The compression is the rate at which the suspension compresses when it hits a bump. The rebound is the rate at which the suspension extends after it hits a bump. The goal of adjusting the suspension is to find the optimal balance between comfort and handling for your riding style and conditions. There is no one-size-fits-all solution for this, as different riders have different preferences and needs. However, there are some general guidelines that you can follow. The first thing you need to do is to measure your sag. The sag is the amount of compression that your suspension has when you sit on your bike with your gear on. The sag affects how your bike handles and how much travel your suspension has left for absorbing bumps. To measure your sag, you need a tape measure, a friend, and a flat surface. First, measure the distance from the ground to a fixed point on your bike, such as the axle or the fender, when your bike is unloaded. This is called the free length. Then, sit on your bike with your gear on and have your friend measure the same distance again. This is called the loaded length. Subtract the loaded length from the free length to get your sag. The ideal sag depends on your bike model and type. But a general rule of thumb is that it should be around 25% to 30% of your total suspension travel. For example, if your bike has 100 mm of travel, your sag should be between 25 mm and 30 mm. If your sag is too high or too low, you need to adjust your preload. To do this, you need to turn the preload adjusters on your fork or shock clockwise or counterclockwise. Turning them clockwise will increase the preload and decrease the sag. Turning them counterclockwise will decrease the preload and increase the sag. You may need to use a special tool or a spanner to turn the preload adjusters. You may also need to lift your bike on a stand or a jack to make it easier. Make small adjustments at a time and measure your sag again until you get it right. Next, you need to adjust your compression and rebound damping. The damping affects how fast or slow your suspension reacts to bumps and how stable or responsive your bike feels. To adjust your damping, you need to turn the damping adjusters on your fork or shock clockwise or counterclockwise. Turning them clockwise will increase the damping and make your suspension stiffer and slower. Turning them counterclockwise will decrease the damping and make your suspension softer and faster. You may need to use a screwdriver or an Allen key to turn the damping adjusters. You may also need to lift your bike on a stand or a jack to make it easier. Make small adjustments at a time and ride your bike until you get it right. The ideal damping depends on your personal preference and riding conditions. But a general rule of thumb is that you should start with both compression and rebound set in the middle of their range and then fine-tune them according to how your bike feels. If you want more comfort and traction over bumps, you can reduce both compression and rebound damping slightly. If you want more stability and control over corners, you can increase both compression and rebound damping slightly. You can also adjust them independently if you want more fine-tuning. For example, you can also adjust them independently if you want more fine-tuning. For example, if you want more comfort over small bumps but more control over big bumps, you can reduce the compression damping slightly and increase the rebound damping slightly. If you want more responsiveness over small bumps but more stability over big bumps, you can increase the compression damping slightly and reduce the rebound damping slightly. You can experiment with different combinations of damping settings until you find the one that suits you best. Just remember to make small changes at a time and ride your bike after each adjustment. And that's it. You have successfully adjusted your motorcycle's suspension. Now, you can enjoy your ride with more comfort and performance. I hope you found this video helpful and informative. If you did, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel for more videos like this. Also, don't forget to visit Racext.com and buy our online courses on mechanics for motorcycles and cars. They will help you save money and time on repairs and maintenance. Thank you for watching and see you next time.